welcome back everybody. This is Mog once more here on Mog's Cast, playing some The Banner Saga today. I put up a video or two of Banner Saga Factions, which is the multiplayer aspect, but this is going to be the single player. We're going to run through this campaign, but I do have to restart. I've already beat it, so we're gonna restart from the get-go. The story in the Banner Saga changes based on the choices you make. You will occasionally switch between lead characters, witnessing the story unfold from different perspectives. That is absolutely true, and that's going to happen. But I'm going to let the intro roll. The gods are dead. In their wake, man and giant survived through a tenuous alliance, driving black destroyers called Dredge deep into the northern wastes. Now is an era of growth and trade. Life goes on. Only one thing is stopped. The sun. Dun dun dun!
Að sjá dreggjana á ferli neðar vor. It has been several long months on the road. The first signs of snowfall accost us on our approach to Strand, largest of the trade cities on the Val-human borders, and our last collection before returning to the capital. Several days ago, the sun simply came to a stop in the sky. Though during these long winter days, none of us can be certain how long it has been this way. Some of the men in the caravan have taken it as a dire omen. I am not quick to superstition, but I myself will be glad to be done with this year's rounds. We have been warned by stranded travelers about brigands on the path through Ridgehorn, our road home. Our captain seems unconcerned. Perhaps he is as eager as I to be done here. We will rest here this day and inquire further when we speak to the governor.
You've arrived just in time. The chieftain in red and his men are now looking at a tougher fight than they bargained for. Click and drag around the screen to see your surroundings. Click the check mark to continue. So this is basically just going to be your average stuff. I've gone through most of this, so I'm pretty much just going to speed through this tutorial if you don't mind. So okay, we're moving up. Target an enemy, yep. Great, 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 great. I'll explain how this combat, and you'll kind of see how it works as we get into the game. I think I actually need to change difficulty. I think I played through once on normal, couldn't do it. Went down to easy and beat the game, and now I'm going to go back to normal, but I think I'm on easy right now. So we'll just get through this, and we can change it on the fly when we get done. So this character is a freaking beast. He can rush up using some extra willpower here. Expends a little bit of his it doesn't come back, that resource. He has a special ability called Tempest. And how it works is you can target an enemy, and then for the first rank you can swing around basically in a 360 and hit two enemies going clockwise. So you select the one higher up, select the ability, he does his little twist and boom! I know it can twist the wrong way, but it's whatever. I've gotten over it. Chieftain's turn. Or no, my turn, I lied. But it looks like we can pretty much kill him right off the bat because we're going to expend an extra willpower. Because we have this right here, Exertion. We can use that. I have a stat of 1, so I can exert 1 force using or during an attack. So I had 8, I can boost it to 9 using a willpower. Boom! And it kills him. Victory! The foes lying at your feet are dead. Couple of renown, that's the experience in this game.
Like a rabid wolf, that one. How did it come to this? We fool ourselves believing that peace will last. My grandfather built all this from a poor fishing village, you know. He watched the gods die, watched the chaos that followed, watched man and var slaughter each other, even before the dreads arose. All we've done is traded one struggle for another. Now that there are no more dreads to war against, we war against ourselves. This chieftain meant to kill me, and he's not the first. A dozen families in the city would gladly take my chair. This one had men waylaying merchants, both north and south of the city, strangling trade. Quite well, I would add, though he denied it to his last. This sort of wolf doesn't stop biting because the head is cut off. It just grows a new head. I am in a bad way, my friend. Help me finish this fight and I'll gladly send you on your way with double our king's tithe. Take any men you need. They're loyal, I promise you that. They will meet you down in the proving grounds.
Chapter 1. Only the sun has stopped. So okay. You're approached by a familiar man who walks in step with you as you're leaving the Great Hall. He cuts to the chase. Eric, steward of Strand. I manage the governor's business. Ubin, isn't it? It is. I don't know if I'm gonna do voices this whole time. The governor tells me you've been giving us a hand. Seems a bit chaotic around here, Eric. It's been worse. We've got a lot of irons in the fire. What does he want exactly? Skulfings that you didn't hack up in the Great Hall scattered after you took out their chieftain. The governor just wants to make sure they stay down. Was hoping you'd join me at the marketplace by the docks. If there's anyone left to worry about, I know who can tell us. I'll try to read this out, and I apologize if I get caught up on things. I'm trying to get better about this whole reading on the fly. Let's go down to the market. Meet Eric. Let me handle this. You meander through rows of open-faced houses and eroded stalls. Colored canvases flap on a briny current. One man in particular blanches as you approach. Had, I'm not in the mood today. For what? Talking to an idiot. The Skulfing's chieftain bled out about an hour ago, Had. So when you tell me what rat's anus the rest of them crawled back into, nobody's going to try to kill you this time. I don't want to. They don't talk to me anymore. Or whatever. Eric, need some help here? Had, I had a change of heart. I hope you do give us a hard time. Had sweats visibly, fumbling with some dirty trinkets on his table. Wait, just buy one of these. If anybody thinks I'm getting worked over here every week, how am I supposed to know much? Just a little food money, yeah? Pay him. You toss a sliver of silver on the table. Both men look at you with surprise. Had gestures meekly to a variety of junk from his stalls. Take whatever you like. Only thing I like is the name of a place. Nobleman, up by the east wall. But that was months ago, last I know. Had skulks away with a wave of Eric's hand, gathering things from his hovel, disappearing for a while until this blows over, you figure. Your bodyguard steps forward. Are we done here? This is Ganulf, another one of the warriors we'll see. He was the one that did the big swing. Ganulf, were you wearing green back at the Great Hall? No, just bought 'em while we're walking around. Why? They look good. I'm glad you care. Ganulf goes off to look at more stalls. Eric, that man of yours seems unreliable at best. A blind dog wouldn't trust Had, but he used to be a Skulfing. If they're licking their wounds, they've probably gone to old haunts, not new ones. Nobleman is a mead hall? Best I can tell, the name's ironic. Listen, I know a guy who would love to put a few of these skulls in the ground. I'm going to find him. I'll meet you there. Shouldn't we have an approach of some sort? What a luxury. Come on, you've already mopped up worse today. Just make sure the governor remembers this promise. Double the usual tithe. I'll remind him. Sorry, I meant to get a drink of water. Ah, good old water. Let's hit up this mead house. You arrive in front of what must be the nobleman. A few minutes later, Eric appears with a weather-beaten man introduced as Valgard. I'll point them out, Eric says over his shoulder. Ready? Let's get it over with. That's the spirit, says Valgard. Okay, here we go. Valgard boots open the front door so hard it won't close again without repair. As you enter the hall, Eric is already at the head of the table, his axe drawn. Eyes wide, drunken Skalfings scramble to find their own weapons, turning tables and meadsteins in the process. Okay, so now we get a chance to sort of position our characters a bit before we actually get started. So this guy's going to move first, followed shortly by Eric here. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put these both over here. And then it's our shield guy. And then Gnolf. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put Gnolf on this side. And squish us all in this square. So here we go. First guy. We're going to rush up. And I'm going to stonewall. This gives way extra protection, like they can't hit me. They have to hit much harder to even get through, which is nice. Eric's going to run up here, and I don't think I'm going to engage over there. I'm going to kind of kite back this way and let Gnolf kind of take these guys out. He has an ability called Rally. It allows me to give willpower to a nearby unit. Yep, see? Resist, resist. He got through me, but didn't do any damage. Normally that's a shield attack. It bashes armor, and it does damage afterwards. It's pretty rough. Excuse me. Okay, moved up on him. This guy's gonna come up here, and we're gonna do an attack here. Yep, see, this is the attack. Busts through, does damage, and then, or does armor damage, and then breaks. Okay, we're not gonna get the double on this move turn, so I'm just gonna come up here and finish this guy off with a big swing. Just crush. Gain a renown. Can we finish? Which one did we hit? Neither one of those guys. Okay. Let's hit... Who's next? Which guy? Over there. After that, that guy. After that, that guy. Comes back here. It's eventually this guy. We're gonna do some damage to him first. See now how they're moving? You see that shield that just popped up? If you're next to somebody else with a shield, most of the time if they're leveled or have the ability, which they all passively, I think most of them do, at least later on, you can get a shield bonus, an armor bonus by standing right next to them. It's kind of helpful. I'm going to come up here and soften this guy up. I'm going to exert a little bit of willpower to hit a bit harder. This guy's turn. Moved up into the little crutch there. I'm going to bring my shield guy right in the middle. That's what he's there for. Who's up next? Anybody that I can reach? Not for a little while. That guy. That guy. Let's hit him. We're going to soften him up a little bit. Damage his armor, make him a little easier to hit. Gnolf's turn. I'm going to bring him over here. There's more exposed guys over here. They're more likely to get a double swing on them. So they're just linking up with their shield wall. It's cool. It's fine. It'll work for a little bit. I think I'm going to come over here and finish this guy off. His turn. Use some damage. Eric's turn. We're going to finish this one off. See, they're together. They get an armor bonus. Yeah, come on over here, guys. That's perfect. Keep it up, guys. Let's soften some folks up. This guy's gonna get softened. We might lose this guy. Here we go. These two are going down now. Clockwise. Boom. Promotion. You got enough kills to get himself to the next level. We just gotta spend renown on doing it. Okay, these guys are good. How about you? Who's next? This guy. Coming up here then. We can do enough damage. We could have done enough damage to kill him with exertion, which might have been a good idea, but now we're weakening him and making him use a turn. It's kind of a give and take. I'm gonna move up. Oh, I'm gonna move up here. Get this guy finished off. Get maybe some. Oh, not that. Get maybe a promotion on him too. These guys have all become really good units. Yeah, nice. Got a couple of promotions. Oh, might die. There he goes. That's all right. We'll switch up to the next guy. What's going on, buddy? Down you go. Gnolf is such a beast. There we have it. Hey, bud. Down. Did he already get promoted? I know those two did. I couldn't see if he did. He's still pretty early. Victory. The foe's lying dead to your feet, blah, blah, blah. Gnolf got a promotion. Oh, so did the other guy, but why did you show it? There they are. Gods be damned. I've got to wash off this blood. Eric is looking out the hall's windows to the bay. A fleet of longships approach with sails of bold reds and blues. One banner I know well, Wagner, next for Varl kingship last we spoke. The other flag looks important. Yeah, important guests. See what I deal with all day long? Ah, things make a little more sense. You hoped I'd have a stake in saying everything's fine here when a royal guest has arrived. Not me, the governor. Now I have to make sure there are no rotting bodies or pools of entrails still in the Great Hall before they come by. Can I ask one more favor? No, Eric, I've done enough. No, I'm just kidding. What is it? If you happen to stall our guest down by the docks, I wouldn't object. Maybe I will. Eric and Valgard hustle from the mead house. To his credit, Eric tosses the barkeep a spar of silver for the mess. You give an apologetic shrug and go to greet the new arrivals down by the docks. Taking a drink. Okay, let's hit those docks. Wagner. A familiar Varl steps onto the docks. In your mind, you recall a much younger version trampling the halls of Grofheim, abundant in purpose. Gods, Ubin, you look ancient. Comes with being old. And if there is Wagner, there must be Harkon. Or Hakon. Must there? Still bleeding tributes from the poor and stupid old yaks? At what age do you lose a sense of shame? Jorunder demands it. I'll take that over lingering to death in Grolfheim. Speaking of, I had no sense you were so far from home. Just returned from Arborang, in fact. And glad for it. Hakon motions to the other ships in the bay, sails still fluttering, golden wolf head emblazoned on red. The king of men, or someone on his behalf. The king's whelp. The king's son, Luden. Don't you know, Scrivener? We visit his capital, he visits ours. It's how you make alliances these days. It's a miserable waste of time. Yes, Hakon has it. I'd almost forgotten. It's a good thing you're around, Hakon. Then you're going to Grofheim? I have a distinct feeling I've finished my business in Strand and was heading there myself. We should caravan. We should. Give it a day. In better circumstance, I'd drink a week away, but let's just be done. Find me tomorrow at the gates. What he's trying to say is the prince is a delight to behold. Where is Moger, Hakon? Have him find a place to put up the warriors. I'm heading to meet the governor. A host of giants depart in his wake. You recognize a few, the others are strangers to you. Guess I'm off to find Moger. See you in the morning, Scrivener. I'll be along. The young prince of men ambles from his ship. He brushes off his tunic, scanning the beach with low eyelids. Luden looks for all the world to be the sort of boy who grew up pulling the legs from spiders. The long road back to Grolfheim should be more interesting than most years, you think. Sorry, that was my steam. Alright, looks like we're going to the... well, okay. Weariness suddenly settles in, and you chuckle to yourself about what an odd day it has been. One of the governor's men at the Great Hall could find you a place to sleep. On the other hand, if you're going to join Wagner's caravan tomorrow, it might not hurt to share a drink with Hakon, or introduce yourself to the prince they spoke so highly of. Let's go visit the prince before we get drinking, shall we? Is this the right place? You find the prince at an inn. Guards blanket the building, including a sharp-eyed Varl who must be working for Luden. A woman in red eventually waves you over and stands nearby, arms crossed. Greetings, Prince Luden. Yes, you're with Wagner. I don't remember you. Not exactly. I've known Wagner for a long time. I'll be joining you back to Grolfheim with my guards. Luden looks up for the first time. The woman doesn't react. Why? I work for the king, carrying tithes to the capital. We crossed by chance. Oh, a tax collector. Fine company. What do you want? Just to introduce myself. You collect taxes from the Varl territories. A true pleasure. Yes. An awkwardness hangs on the air like a thick fog. You take the opportunity to depart. Alright, let's go talk to Hakon. Get a drink after that nice encounter. Scrivener. You find Hakon in a meat house surrounded by other Varl. Strand is no stranger to Varl, but rarely sees this meeting. Hakon waves you over. Went straight for a flagon. Wagner, the one who agreed to pass up the drink. I wasn't invited to the governor's hall anyway. You already missed the massacre. Every year I make the rounds collecting taxes. Every year it's the same human settlements that give me trouble. Not same, I guess. No surprise. What this time? When I got here, the Great Hall was already full of bodies. We added a few more. Ha! Humans. I guess if you only live as long as an ox fart, I might be desperate to make something of myself too. Sorry. It's not too late to start trying, Hakon. Hakon let slip a low chuckle. Any Varl could recount his deeds. known as he is for cutting a swath through Dredge at Wagner's side in the Second War, and regularly since then. Down here I'm a glorified bodyguard. You might have a point, just another reason to get back to Grofheim. Soon enough, I imagine. You drink until the maid house becomes overbearing, then step back into the cool air outside. That's that for the night. Let's go sleep. At dawn, you're awoken by a delivery of goods. At least you think it's dawn. Damn hard to tell with the sun that never moves. The governor's crest adorns the supply leathers. All there, just as promised. In your mild surprise, you wonder if Eric had anything to do with that. 20 renown. Your guards take the treasure wagons down to the gates. Wagner is already here. A while later, Luden and his men appear, groggy and disheveled. Moger steps forward, Wagner's quartermaster, if you recall correctly, in charge of his unwieldy entourage of warriors. You know him only in passing. He asks if you're ready to depart. We're ready. You follow Moger and others join. Usually the smaller doors set in the gates would be enough to enter or leave the city, but the town guard have been told to push them open entirely. They mutter things under their breath that are best not heard. Perhaps the governor expects you to draw a crowd. There's nothing of the sort, just frustrated, tired people. It summarizes Strand as well as a whole, you think. So there we go. We're departing, leaving the city. And we start on our long trek. I really like these scenes. A lot of the time I'm probably just gonna sit back and enjoy the view. They're very, very beautiful. Well freaking animated and, well, I don't know what the word is. I'm spacing. Doesn't matter. Just enjoy the view. The caravan stops for a day. A gift, says Moger, cracking open mead casks, from our gracious friend, the governors of Strand. Hours pass with raucous laughter, as the mead is passed around throughout the camp. Toast to Wagner. You raise your drinks, toasting the alliance between man and Varl. The others join in. Luden's expression is like a stone wall, but the others laugh at your exaggerations. Eventually you sit down beside Wagner. Chat with Wagner. Thanks for the speech, slurs Wagner. Looks like you didn't have to miss out after all. Thanks to Moger. I thought the damned governor wouldn't shut up. Did he give you the entire history of his family? He tried. Then he asked me to clean up his mess, for your benefit, turns out. I'd have given you the job, too. Gods, there's no joy in politics. Speaking of, what happens after this business with Luden? Hopefully the boy goes back to Arborang on his own, and I can take some frustration out on Dredge or something. Starting to sound like Harkon, or Hakon. God, I always mess that up. You don't like the life of a diplomat. Haha, don't you miss the fight, Ubin? You down your mead. Instead of replying, Wagner slouches and shakes his head. There's no great joy in killing Dredge, but pretty sure this nonsense is some scheme between the two kings to force some kind of lineage. Used to be warriors would follow you for what you've done. Isn't that why they follow you now? Is it? Or is it because I'm next in line? These lines are getting muddy, old Varl. They've always been muddy, Wagner. Wagner stares into the campfire, lost in thought. You leave him to it. You rise groggily. The campsite a casualty of merriment. Moger is already kicking warriors awake when you spot Luden stalking in your direction. He sidesteps sleeping bodies. Better wake up. You nudge Wagner. You're needed. Ah, it's Luden. Always a pleasure. You look well rested. Wagner releases a caged yawn and receives a hard-eyed stare in return. How long to Grofheim? Ha! We're only 2 days out of Strand, you know. Come, I'll show you on a map. World map. Click and drag the map around. Portrait is where you are. Blah, blah, blah. It's a very cool map, I think. And the thing is, every one of these things that light up is got history. You can click on them and view them, and it gives you a little synopsis of what it is and what it represents. Tells you the paths and where they go. It's a lot of really cool lore built into this map. But we're just looking at it. There's just a waste of time reading it all. Well, it's cool, but to read it all on a recording? Nah. Probably not gonna happen. Maybe for a spot or two. Wagner. We head north, then east, past the forts. Grofheim's far from Strand. Going to be a long march. Sorry. You should have drank last night, Luden. Why not take the ships to Skymerstead? What's the point of marching? The Silverstone Bay is called that for a reason. It stays covered in ice all year. It would tear up the longboats. Too bad though, we could have shown you all the wonders of Skyverstead. A half-sunken city crawling with dredge, Prince. Dredge and glaciers. You like glaciers? Luden exhales through the nose, a poor disguise for his contempt. He turns and bats aside the tent flap as he goes, barking at his company in the distance. Don't poke the anthill, Wagner. He seems no happier to be here than you. Spend a few more days with the boy, old friend, and you'll be looking for a tall cliff to hop off to. Luden's got a shorter wick than Hakon. Thanks, Wagner. Let's get moving. Another half day to Vedrafell if we're lucky. Camp! Basically, this is where you can level up your units and whatnot. You can pass time by using rest, yep. Training tent, you can take mock battles. Click on the heroes tent. Looks like we're doing some more tutorial stuff. Click on a unit to view stats, promote ranks, and learn about abilities. Yep. Let's click on him since he has an upgrade, shall we? Click the ability button to learn about the ability or unit's ability. Yep, there it is. That's great. Why don't we go ahead and promote you while we're in here, though? Spend the 5 renown to promote you to a level 2 Warhawk. You only need 1 more kill to get to rank 3. We have 2 points to spend. You know what I'm going to put him in? Strength. So this guy can hit harder. That's what we're doing. Boom. Done. Rank 2. Our first one. I'm pretty sure we don't have any others. Nope. Luden's actually a pretty good unit. A lot of people give him a lot of shit, but with the right items, he can be a ripper. Once you get him leveled. Okay. Why don't we go ahead and just leave, since I don't need to do anything else. And it just would waste resources resting. It just ticks the clock around.
Vedrafell. Even the name means bad weather, where frozen wind sweeps in from the bay. They tend livestock, but most are just men driven from Strand with nowhere else to go. Why else would anyone stay? We won't stop long.
Just a little town. By Hadraborg. That's a lot of Varl for some missing cattle. What? A couple days back, sent word to Strand about the cattle. Didn't expect an army. He looks pleased with himself until it sinks in that you aren't here on his behalf. Where have your cattle gone? Wouldn't know. My boy's seen some men up in the hills carrying them away. Don't know how many men or who can hoist a whole cow by himself. Skulfing's out here, maybe. Could they have a Varl working for him? Not from what the governor told me. I'm going to take a look around the camp and get camp set up. The peasant spits, his eyes anxiously darting about as the caravan sets up tents. We'll be here no more than a day. There's silver for any food you've got. For hundreds of Varl? Are you serious? Whatever you're willing to sell. You thinking of squatting? Not enough room here for a couple hunters here. Forget hundreds of Varl. Shut up, you hear that? Where's Luden? It's faint, sounds like fighting, and something else. Hakon takes off at a run. Luden. Talking about move abilities, and this guy's got a spear, so he can hit angles pretty well. Spearman can attack diagonally, and yep. We're just gonna go ahead and attack. 50% chance, gets deflected. Deal no damage, comes over here, knocks him out, and then we show up. Let's get to Luden. There's another dead one in the corner there, it looks like. Look. Oh no, what's happened? This guy's got some heavy armor, so we're gonna take the 4 armor with exertion damage we can get to him. That one's gonna move up. Our next turn, we're gonna move up. We're gonna move up right over here. We're gonna provide Hakon some support. This guy's nice though. If you can get him next to units, you can basically taunt him and make them just do a straight attack at their next turn. It's kind of nice. Attacking Hakon. Yep, saw that one coming. That's fine. Gunnulf is going to swing around the backside here. He only gets 1 target here, but I'm going to use 6, bring him down to 10 damage. He won't be able to hit his heart. Be able to do some damage to Gunnulf though, which isn't super. Who's next? This guy? Why don't we do this? Scooch over here, do some damage to this one. Nah, I think we need to take this guy out. Let's exert for 4 and get her down a bit more. Yeah, come over here. Get in range. Thank you. And next, since you get to attack, you know who you're gonna attack? You're gonna attack me, buddy. Fight me. Oh, what? Did I not do that right? Shitty. Tempest, it's not gonna do a whole heck of a lot because he got hurt. He'll do some. Now he's running. He got hurt. What this is he's using his axe, they call it an axe, to possibly summon more dredge to the battlefield if you can't kill him before his next turn. One. Shoot. Okay. No, we gotta take the damage. Let's do one, at least. See if we can't do more. Not gonna be able to make it over there. We might run the risk of getting another dredge in here. It's alright though. Bring the pain. Oh, that's not what I was thinking. Sorry. I'm confusing abilities. It basically makes it so if he attacks me again, I get an additional, like, a re-attack at him. Okay, let's get up here. Let's do Tempest again, since it's probably not gonna do much more just hitting him directly. Yep, he summoned another one right there. Are you next? You're not next, but you need to get some health damage. Alright, let's come over here. We're gonna wear down his armor so he can go. Since this guy can still get us. Ah, oh, jeez, I really should do this. You know what? No, I still have an ability. We can get them both. It's a little bit of damage at least. Yep, Gnolf's gonna get killed here pretty quick, I'm sure. Nope, we need to get up here and kill him. Get him down to 1 health, he won't do much, just armor breaking, I betcha. That's all he'll probably try to do. Deflected, nice. Who's next? You next? You are next. Let's get you damage. Yeah, come back at me. Or go hit freaking Gunolf. Jesus. Just loving beating up this guy. Okay, can we get a kill with Gunolf? Yeah, let's take it. Whenever an enemy falls in battle, you gain 1 willpower that you can use on any character. So I can use it on this guy, but we don't need it. Second one, we can pretty much call it in. Since we're out of that renewable resource in every one of our characters, if we need to use it, we can basically call it in. Boom. Yeah, hit me. Hit me, you pansies. Let's do a Tempest for you guys. You like that? Yeah, take that. We got a kill on him again. Deflected. Holy crap, he might actually survive this fight. I was not thinking he would. Yep. Promotion on Hakon. Nice. Off to a good start, guys. Oh, I need to change the difficulty still, don't I? Yeah, let's do that then. As soon as we can get the chance. Difficulty. Oh, it is on normal. Okay, cool. We're gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna play on hard. You trying to get yourself killed, Luden? What were you doing? I was trying to get a shot in between the plates. You never seen a dredge before, boy? What kind of idiot? Break their armor first. Where did that come from? We didn't even see them. They were just there. Hakon goes down to where Wagner lies face down. The future Varl King lies motionless, aside from a spreading pool of blood. Wagner's dead.